Hi all, this is Param. In this video, we will see what is index template. Okay, so in the design phase, this in the design phase, defining template for the indices and the data stream is one of the major task, right? Okay, so how we are going to define what type of templates are there? Okay, why we are using templates? Okay, these are the things I am going to explain today. Okay. So, so template is just to define the structure of the index, okay, and the settings. Structure means what kind of fields will be there, okay, and what is the data type of each field, okay, and the format of some field, okay. So that is defined by the mappings, okay, and index level settings, okay. Let's say how many shard we have, and how many replicas we want, okay, and what is refreshing level, okay. So index refreshing level, something like that, okay. This kind of settings are kind of what is it, sorting settings, okay. Sorting settings. Of course, what is ILM policy it has to follow, okay. What is the ILM policy has to follow, all this stuff defined in the settings portion. Then of course alias. So what alias names, what is the just name of the alias we will be defined here, okay. So this is part of the template object, okay. So along with template object there will be index pattern. So index pattern is matter, okay. So we can use any wildcard or star, something like that, okay. By the index pattern only the index name will match. While creating index we will give the index name, right, okay, in the URL itself, okay. Similarly, we given the index name or data stream name in the URL, that name should match with the given index pattern. If it is matched, this index template will be applied, okay. That's what, okay. Now that is the role of we can give array of index pattern in fact here, okay. We will accept wildcard as well. Then priority. Of course, priority is very important, okay. I will tell you there are several templates which is coming by default from the Elasticsearch itself, okay. All the built-in templates are 100 priority values, okay. So what is the priority value? Now, let us say that with the same name more than one template is match, assume that, okay, for the same let us say I have given name like users company user, okay. So for the company user index there will be matching more than one index template, okay. When matching more than one index template, it does not know which has to apply, okay, which has to taken. For a given index name, if there is more than one index template name is matched or index pattern is matched, okay. So we need to give the prioritize, okay. So that if all the things are same priority, it will give the error. I am getting error, okay. I saw that some error is getting. So to avoid that, we can give different priority levels, okay, different priority levels, okay. So even the whatever the templates we define, for that also we should not give all the templates say 500 something like that, okay. But one thing I want to tell you, okay, priority values is numerical value 100, 200, 300. Let us say in the same name, we have a template called template priorities 100, 200 and 300, okay. So all these three templates have different priority, then obviously there will not be problem, because it will take what is the index definition which has 500 as a priority, it will take and can go for it will go for creating the index, okay. But if it is two template with the same priority value, there will be the problems. There will be it will create the index, okay. The index template will be created, but index data streams will not be created, okay. So one information, what is whatever the built-in templates priority is 100. And one more things, what they are saying is if you are using any fleet or elastic agent, which is kind of new, it is replacement for beats, okay. So if you are using such a that, then all the custom developed of whatever the template we create, it should be less than 500, less than 100. What does mean by less than, what does mean? By default Elasticsearch, whatever the template it create, it will give priority 100, okay. Let us say I am defining a template, I give 200. What will happen? So whatever I created from the fleets from the fleet, it will be ignored. Okay, but actually we want to be use that whatever we defined in the fleets are right. Okay, of course, really still if you want if you don't want to use the template which is defined using the fleet server, we can give more than 100. But otherwise, like, give the less than 100. That means if you are giving priority to the index template for the template which is created by the fleet server, fleet and agent elastic agent. Otherwise, no problems. Okay, so that's what a priority. Just number, nothing. Okay, there is not nothing much. Okay, and composed metadata is just a random key value. This is a map. Okay, just a key value pair. So we can give random key value pair so that we can use for reading purpose or kind of documentation purpose or something like that, whatever it is. Okay, so meta is just a map of key value pair. Then composed of. Okay, so we can define end to end all the stuff within the single template. Okay, the template name is the URL name. Okay, while in the index template, and after that we whatever the value we are giving in the URL path, that name is taken as a template name. Right. Template name is not a matter. Okay, only index pattern is matched. So based on the index pattern only index will be created. Okay, so the index name will be matched to the index pattern, not with the template name. Be clear. Okay, index name is matched against to the index pattern, not the template name. Okay, fine. So template names we will be giving in the where in the URL itself. Okay, URL path only we will give the index index name. Okay, that's fine. So instead of let's say we have some very big project. Okay, there we need we are repeatedly using some kind of domain data. Okay, let's say user data or kind of address data or something like some information, something like that. Okay, so we are repeatedly we repeatedly using that domain, so that in that case what now we can reuse completely, we can reuse. Okay, so to reuse only they introduced a component template. So component template has been introduced 7.8. So we can define as much as modularize. Okay, even we can define one component template for mapping, one component for settings, or one component template for user, one component for address, something like that. Okay, we can define n number of component template. So component template again it's include only these three, only mapping, setting and alias. Only these three it can have every component template. So in actual template, in actual index template, we can reuse or composed of as many component template. So the purpose of the component template is just to modularize, nothing else. Okay, modularize the index definition. Otherwise, we have to copy paste or we have to repeatedly type many things. Okay, let's say I have in my project I have to develop for let's say 2 to 20 templates. Okay, I have to define 20 templates. Then all the 20 templates, some of the things I may have repeatedly I have to enter, repeatedly I have to type. If I want to change, I have to go on all the files, I have to change. So to avoid such a bulk work or repeated work, the component template has been used. It's kind of inheritance in OOPS concept, kind of inheritance. Okay. Okay, let's say that this is what I want to tell now. In case if you want if you don't want to use any of the built-in template, you can enable at the cluster level. So stock, okay, stock template enabled. Okay, this is settings. You can disabled in the cluster level. So obviously none of the built-in index template will be used. So we have to define our own. Okay. These are the high level information about the index. Okay, so actually within the index there is no much. Okay, but we want to learn more about alias, we want to learn more about mapping, we want more about settings. Okay, so remaining things is not that much. Okay, so that's why it's very minimal, very much minimal. Okay, and what else I want to explain to you now? Nothing, I think. Okay. Okay, then what is this one? When index created with explicit mapping, okay, and settings that also match with the index template, then template or component mappings and settings are ignored. Okay, when matched with existing template, existing or predefined index template, then whatever we create, then our template are ignored. That's it. Custom developed component or template or component template settings, whatever it is, everything will be ignored. Very simple. See, if you are using the same name as the old one, okay, our things will be ignored. That means what I am saying is maybe if it is the priority, nothing else. So priority is a matter. Whenever we define the template name, the priority is a matter. Okay. So index name and data stream names will be matched against to the index pattern. That is a very that is very important, not the name of template. Okay. But when it match more than one template for the given patterns, okay, then priority will play the roles. If it is the higher priority will be, if there is higher priority and higher priority, for the higher priority it has only one template, then that template will be matched. But if the more than one template at the same priority level is matched, then obviously we will get error while creating index. Okay. Because of indexes are used only when index creation or data stream creations. Okay. Okay. So this is all about the template. Now let us say we want to test the actual template. Okay. That is called, we call the simulator. Okay. Testing. So how it would be? Let us say I have one template. Okay. Here I have one templates. Okay. What is in body? Nothing. Okay. Here I have one called template name called template ones. Okay. I want to test how it would be. What are the settings actually apply, what are the template settings actually applied while creating index. So here I am running that. So this is how it will be applied. These are the fields, these are timestamp, this is a runtime field, this is the one runtime. Okay, one time field, this is the using script, is they are using. Okay. So similarly, okay, there is no overlapping, of course. Okay, this is how it will be applied. It will be referred when creating index. Okay. Now this is about the how index would be applied. Here what is the things I have said, how the template setting would be given for the index names. Okay. Now say this times I am going to create one index. Okay. This times I am going to create one index, time underscore index underscore 001 something. Okay. This is my index names. Okay. For this given index names, what are the mapping templates are matched, and how what is defined in that matched template. Okay. Or merge something, whatever. So to see that, okay, we can see, of course, for this time underscore something, there is no template that match with the exact this one. So that's why there is no template in fact. Okay. For the given name there is no template at all. Okay. Otherwise let me give something, my index some things. Okay. Run it. For is also no index. Then let me give param. No. Okay. So of course for the given index name there is no matching template. Obviously the default template will be taken. Okay. So that's how. So if you want to understand, let's say that we will reverse engineering. Okay. Let's say we have records. Okay. In RDBMS we have records. Okay. How would it be defined? Something like that. Okay. Right. Similarly, we are going to define the index. Okay. We want to see which template is matched and what has been defined, what all have been defined in that particular template. Okay. That is the third one. So second one. The third one is, okay, actually the similarity is not creating any index or not index or any data streams. Without creating data stream and index, we are testing. Okay. Similarly here, see, this is how I am going to define. Okay. This is how I am going to define one index template. In fact, okay, this is how I am going to define one index template. Not happen. Okay. This is how I am going to define one index template. How it would be. Okay. So I can put it there. Okay. I want to simulate this one itself, so I can understand what is there, what is invalid, all the steps. Okay. So it will tell me. Let's see. Show commands. Okay, send button காணோம். What is that? Oh, it is not enabled. I don't know. It's a command. I just add one command. That's it. Okay, fine. Whatever it is. Okay. Let me save the stuff. Let me close all. I don't want. Okay, while defining a template itself, if I want to simulate, I can do that. So, what in a it will replace, I mean it will populate the content of these two, then I will come to know all the steps. Okay, while creating a simulate, how a template would be at the time of defining itself, at the time defining template itself. Okay. So, if I want to see before I have to execute or save something, so this is also I can do testing. So, the simulation is usually for only for testing how the actual index will be there, that's what. Okay, or we can say I am taking one name, what is the index will be matched for against to that. So, to do such as a testing we can do using the simulate API. Okay, you can see that simulate primarily. Okay, and the end here you can see that index template simulate the template name. So, actual by template names. Okay, simulate by the template name, right? Simulate by template name. Simulate by template name. Okay, this is simulate by index name. By index name. Okay, this is simulate by definition. Simulate by defining simulate by defining template itself. Okay, so this is also we can test our template before to use by index or index patterns. Okay, I think this is a demo. Okay, I have explained. I think templates. Okay, there is nothing. Okay, okay. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, okay, please do like my video and leave the comment. Okay, and share my channels or share my videos to your friends. Okay, if you feel that is useful for them as well.